Happy December, I Hart Flying Foundation. My name is Chelsea Lotz, and I want to start this video right off by thanking you deeply for allowing me to compete in this opportunity for your scholarship as one of your finalists. Thank you so much. I am truly, truly honored. Thank you. So, I'm reaching out to you today from Seattle, Washington, where I moved to my family home after graduating from the University of Kansas. I got my Bachelor's of Science degree in aerospace engineering there, and then I followed my family out here to Seattle because my dad works for Boeing, so he was transferred from Wichita to Seattle. And yeah, it was a beautiful choice. This is an amazing place to be and an even more amazing place to fly. Holy moly. So, I want to talk about my dad a little bit. He was my first and greatest aviation role model that I've had ever since I could remember. Him and my grandfather, actually. My grandfather took me for a flight on a helicopter when I was 2 years old, and he thought that this 2-year-old would be screaming and afraid of the noise and the height, and I guess I stood up on the seat and was looking out the window just loving it. Ever since then, my vision and my passion has been known. I have known that I love aviation, and I have a heart and a desire to continue being a part of aviation every single day of my life. In fact, at age 16, I drove, right after getting my driver's license, I drove to the local airfield and I started my flight lessons. Throughout the year remaining of high school, I ended up gaining 13 hours for my private pilot's license before moving off to Lawrence, Kansas for college. I decided to major in aerospace engineering while simultaneously joining the Air Force ROTC program to then become an Air Force pilot. I wanted to fly, and I knew that the military and serving my country would be a very good way to do so. So for the 5 years that I was doing the curriculum for aerospace and the Air Force ROTC program, the Air Force had certain requirements to become a pilot. You first had to graduate from field training, and that itself was a competition to get into, but I did that. I graduated from field training, and then the next step was to pass the Air Force Officer Qualifying Test. Another factor to becoming a pilot, you had to outshine your peers in your physical fitness assessments and tests, which I trained very hard to do so. Then you also had to have and maintain a high commander's ranking, and he ranked me very high. I am very appreciative of that because through those factors put together, they select a very few number of people each year to become a pilot candidate for the Air Force. I ended up getting my pilot slot, and I am proud to say this was my one of my greatest accomplishments. I felt very achieved with myself to obtain my pilot slot for the Air Force. I felt like I had my dream in my hands. So my next steps after that were throughout the next 8 months before active duty. My goal was to get my top secret security clearance through the Department of Defense, and to also travel to the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base to do an extensive flight physical that was, I want to make sure you're fit to fly, basically. I passed with flying colors on everything except the height. So I actually fell 1 inch too short, and they put up a height waiver for me pending for the headquarters to choose whether they would pass it or not. Unfortunately that year, timing is everything with the Air Force, much like a lot of the world, but there weren't enough slots open, and so none of the waivers that were put through, whether it was for vision or height or anything, were passed. So I was medically disqualified from becoming a pilot for the United States Air Force. And I had 1 semester left of college, so I let that heartbreak and that loss, because I felt like I had just lost something that I worked very hard for. My biggest challenge to this day was fighting for that pilot slot, and it was taken away. So I let that fuel my fire to continue my passion for aviation, to obtain and earn my aerospace engineering degree, which I did. I ended up graduating with an aerospace engineering degree, and now I am pursuing my pilot license in the civilian world rather than the military world. I can't let this dream go. It's something that I know I was born to do, was to fly. It's in my blood. It's my passion. I feel very blessed and very thankful to know my passion is aviation, and it's great. This scholarship would help me tremendously in making my dreams come true. To show my passion for flight, I would love to show you a day of my life. So come with me, come to work, come to my flight school, and see how aviation is part of my everyday routine and how I can't get enough of it, so I want some more. Let's go. Welcome to Boeing Field. We're located here at my work, which is Clay Lacy Aviation. We're standing in one of two hangars that we have here at my work. Clay Lacy Aviation is one of 3 FBOs located on Boeing Field, and it's amazing. As you can tell by the aircraft that I'm standing in front of, I get to see a very wide variety of aircraft throughout my everyday life, just by being at work. We get to see commercial, corporate, military, Boeing flight test, experimental. There's so many to name. General aviation is definitely involved here, and it definitely fuels my motivation and dedication to this industry. It's amazing. I literally get to surround myself with aircraft every single day. So this is where I get to work. I work here every day, 40 hours a week, and one of the other facilities I spend a lot of my free time, or time in general, is also on Boeing Field, which is my flight school, Galvin Flight School, which is just up the road. And let me show you. Let's go. All right, this is Bridget Cooley, my dear friend I met from Clay Lacy Aviation, and she has been so generous and kind enough to also agree to be my Galvin Flight School instructor. In terms of what we have accomplished already, we have registered and received the student pilot certificate. We've gotten a 3rd class medical and started ground school. She's also taken me up on some demo flights in her beautiful Bonanza, the Princess, and hopefully obtain our private pilot's license by summer 2018 and be working on our instrument rating and commercial rating soon after that. One of my favorite things about this field is the history behind it. And behind me right now is the oldest airplane manufacturing facility, Boeing's first red barn. And it's here on Boeing Field, where I work and where I go to school, and it's just amazing. Something about that drives my passion for aviation. I would love to ideally merge my aerospace engineering education with my passion for flight and become a flight test engineer someday. I feel like that would be my way of helping others, is to help create the best aircraft the world can put together, and to help design and find the problems with them so that we can make a safer world with aviation. Well, welcome back to my home. Thank you so much for coming on my adventure of a day with me. This is what I love to do every single day. Be a part of aviation, fuel that passion for it, help others see how amazing aviation is. And I want to mostly thank you for this opportunity again, and considering me for this scholarship. I appreciate it more than I can put into words. It's indescribable what feeling I have. But thank you so much, everyone, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday season that's coming up. Alrighty, happy holidays. Bye.